It's Wednesday, so it is time for the midweek mindset. And it's Valentine's Day, which is also World Sound Healing Day. But I want to talk about your self-love quotient. One of the challenges with speaking is the amount of the opposite of self-love, right? The amount of self-criticism, self-hate, especially for people. Lots of people hate the sound of their voice. If you're hating the sound of your voice, that's a really deep personal part of you to be hating. And when you're speaking about yourself and or what you do, it's really important to be in the energy of loving not just what you do, hopefully you do love what you do, but also really appreciating yourself. So the word love, we can swap with the word appreciate. So what do you do for self-love? What tools and techniques do you use to help remind yourself to be kind to yourself, to be gentle towards yourself, to not beat yourself up, put yourself down, brush off compliments? Because, and I know it's true for several cultures, but particularly here in the British culture, there is a lot of fear around sounding arrogant if we say we're good at something. And so therefore what tends to happen is a lot of self-deprecation and belittling. Now, this can be great for comedy, and I do this. I tend to do this quite a lot when I'm delivering talks, especially if I'm going quite deep in the emotional sense of things. But I can do that because it comes from a place of building connection and helping people feel lighter about what can often be quite a deep topic. But in the reality, in the truth, you need to have an appreciation of yourself, a love for yourself. Because if you are in any situation where you are speaking about yourself, about what you do, trying to convince people of something, trying to create connection, and your subconscious is always putting yourself down, then that is going to reflect in the tone of your voice, in the way that you are speaking, in the pace that you're speaking, in the way that you hold yourself, and you're less likely to get the result that you want to get. Let's take a promotion interview or speaking to someone about your business, for example. Very often in a promotion interview or just a job interview, basically, you will be asked, so what are your skills? What are you good at? And I used to ask this question in corporate training when I was an actor. There was some role play that we did, and I would always ask, so what did you do well there? And even though I had put it as a loaded question, I would say about 90% of the time, people would say, oh, well, I wasn't really great at that. It's like, I didn't ask you that. I asked, what did you do well? But people are so used to not thinking about what you have done well, what you are good at, what did work. We will always jump to the what didn't, because fear is strong, but love is stronger. So a little exercise that I shared today when I was at the Blue Pool networking event, delivering a self-love for your business talk. And I want to share this exercise with you. It's something simple that you can do to help really boost your self-worth and your self-esteem. And that is to write a list. I invite you to try writing 5 of each, right? Of 5 qualities and 5 skills that you possess. So qualities are things such as honesty, loyalty, kindness, passion, creativity. So just allow yourself to explore the qualities that you have for life, that you bring to life. Now, you may not be able to find 5, so get 3. If you really find that difficult, please just find 1 quality. And 5, 3 or 1 skills. So what skills do you have? What are you good at? And allow yourself to say, I am good at, but just write down some things that you are good at. So for example, you might be excellent at Excel spreadsheets. Now you might not value that skill, but that's the next step. I just want you to write down the things that you are good at, even if right in this moment you don't value them. So I am good at holding space for people. I am good at writing. I am good at speaking. I am good at horse riding. You can write down whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be to do with your work. If you are focused on business or work, then you can do this exercise again later for that. But right now, just for yourself in life. And I'm not saying you have to be the best at this. Is very often when I ask people to write down the qualities they have or things they're good at. But I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional horse rider, but I'm a good horse rider. It is a skill I have. I mean, I could say I can play the clarinet. I mean, I can. It's sort of up there. It's sat up on a shelf for the last 10 years, but I could get it down and play it. I'm not about to go and play in an orchestra, but it is a basic skill that I have. Would I say I'm good at it? No. So I invite you to find the things that you are good at least feel competent in or comfortable doing. Something maybe that you know other people struggle with and that you find okay. Because the challenge is very often then the next step, which is saying these out loud. So just write them down and then say them out loud. If you find it difficult to express them, even to yourself, then I invite you to do this on a regular basis and start embracing your qualities and your skills. Because you have to start giving yourself some love, some esteem, some worth. Because the biggest challenge with love in general is that very often that appreciation of others is immediately linked to our sense of worth. But really, it's about finding worth in yourself and knowing that you can hold space for yourself. And the more people are comfortable with that, comfortable, not arrogant, not, oh, I'm the best at, just I am really good at holding space for people. I am good at thinking on my feet. I am good at bringing humor into really difficult situations. Now, that's a skill I didn't know I had until I started reading back through some of my clients' testimonials. And it came up again and again. I was like, oh, actually, yes. So if you can't think of skills or qualities that you have, ask the people who you know, your friends, your family, your colleagues. If you work for yourself, your clients. If you have testimonials, look at them and start believing what people say. And then test yourself by saying it out loud. You might find it really difficult. If you do, then just keep practicing. If it doesn't work, I have tools and techniques to help with that. Get in touch. So on this Valentine's Day, this day of love, I invite you, firstly, to share any tools and techniques that you have that help with this, and to practice the technique I've just shared with you. Write down your qualities and your skills and say them out loud. The next step is, if you still find it really difficult, I invite you to take each quality or each skill and think about someone who you know who also has that quality or skill. So for example, I am passionate, right? It's a quality I have. I am passionate about a lot of stuff. But if I found that hard to say positively, then I'd think about someone else who I either know or is in the public sphere who is passionate. I go, what gives? I was like, oh yeah, they have amazing energy and they inspire people and they bring belief and they get people excited. So there are things I value about that. And they go, okay, well, if I value that in other people, so find the things that you value in other people who have that quality or skill, and then ask yourself, if you can value it in them, is it not time to start valuing it in yourself? We may hit an issue of you don't believe it about yourself, but that's a whole other gameplay there. Before we finish, I just invite you on this World Sound Healing Day, in the energy and spirit of love, to place your hand on your heart, to breathe. Close your eyes if you wish. And the heart energy sound is a lovely open ha. And I invite you just to feel the vibration of, if you were to send the energy of love to your physical heart, to your physical body, to yourself. How would that feel? So you breathe in, and then you, if you wish, give yourself a little hum, and it doesn't have to be loud. And then hum, 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 and allow that gentleness into you. So please do share any tools and techniques that you use. Other people who might be watching this would like to know, and you can help share that with them. And if you are particularly interested in this energy of self-love, then please take a look at the Stronger Together Sisterhood. We are running this for women only at the moment. Monica and I both work with men as well. However, we just felt that this was required this year. So we have the Stronger Together Sisterhood, which is all about allowing ourselves to look at the good in us and the things we do, and having a space for strong women who often feel very alone. It's like, oh, why do I have to do it all on my own? To put the bags down, to unburden, to have a space to just go, you know what, I'm tired, but then be in a space to be seen for the qualities you have and come back out of there rejuvenated. All the details are on my website homepage. There's a link to its page. So if you feel like you want to explore the energy of self-love a little bit more, then take a look at the Sounds Like Self-Love Circle, which is the first program in the Stronger Together membership that we have created. There is a membership and a retreat, and we've got something free on the 3rd of March. So if you want to come to that, please do. That has been this week's Midweek Mindset. How are you thinking about yourself? Are you giving yourself enough credit? Are you putting love in your credit bank? Take care, and I'll see you for the next Midweek Mindset.